Okay, this is the lesson that you've all been waiting for. You can see it right in front of your eyes. The dreaded word problems, and kids freak out just when they see words and they see math mixed together. Um, but the reality is, when you kids get older, I mean, word problems is all you're going to see. You're not going to see, like, you're never going to give, in a real world situation, someone give you a problem and say, hey, solve for X or solve for Y. Like, it's not going to happen. Now, granted, you're not going to see problems like this where you have to figure out how many vans or buses but I mean, to be honest, like, you could see a problem like this if you were, I don't know, scheduling a trip with some friends and you're trying to figure out, like, and let's just go ahead, to be honest, and let's just read this problem and make it kind of practical for you kids so you can see how this could play out in a real world situation. And that's what kids always ask, like, when are we going to use this in real life? And I'm like, hey, 95% of the junk that I teach you, you're never going to use in real life. But I can tell you right now that this is one of those scenarios where it could, like, you could use this. So let's go ahead and read number one. And I don't even want you to write anything down. Okay, I gave you the notes, so hopefully you printed it out. These are ones that you definitely want to print out because who wants to write all these problems down, right? But let's go ahead and read this, and I'm going to make it practical and I'm going to make it real for you. Okay, it says the senior class at high school A and high school B planned separate trips to the county fair. The senior class at high school A rented and filled 10 vans and 4 buses with 290 students. Okay, high school B rented and filled 10 vans and 1 bus with 125 students. Each van and bus carried the same number of students. How many students can a van carry? How many students can a bus carry? So the first thing you need to do really quickly is just say, hey, X equals vans and Y equals buses. Okay, but I'm gonna make this real for you. Like, let's don't even worry about this problem right now. Like, hey, if you and your friends were going to take a trip and, like, you're trying to rent some cars because you don't want to drive your cars there or whatever, like, you got to understand that this is a real situation. And if you kids are going to be successful and have money and be able to go travel, like, you want to look at this situation where it's like, hey, we've got 10 people on this trip. We're going to Jamaica. We're going to go somewhere. We're going to need cars, or do we want to rent a car? Do we want to rent a van? Like, do we get one car and one van? Like, how are we going to make this work? Like, and be the easiest price? Now, those are things that you're going to see in the real world down the road when you're traveling, when you're having fun, when you're successful and you have money, right? I'm just telling you. Now, this situation, like, is you're not going to see this exact problem in real life, most likely, but I just want to make it real that, like, hey, you kids, this is good stuff for you. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's look at this really quickly. 10 vans and 4 buses. 10 vans, 10x, and 4 buses, 4y equals how many kids? 290. Okay, down here we have 10 vans, 10x, and 1 bus plus 1y equals 125. Okay, now we have our elimination problem already set up for us. Now, the difference with this problem, hold up, I feel like my laptop's getting like super hot. Give me a second. Yeah, it's pretty warm because it's warm in here, but it is what it is. If it starts making noise, I don't know what's going on. It's just hot in here. Okay, so I think really quickly right off the bat that we're going to want to eliminate the x's. Okay, because we have a positive 10 and a positive 10, and really what do we need? We need a positive 10 and a negative 10. So watch what I'm going to do here. I'm actually going to just change all the signs. I'm going to really multiply everything by negative 1 on the bottom, but for me, I'm just going to change the signs. I'm going to say, hey, I'm going to make u negative. I'm going to make u, oh, why does it do that to me? I don't know, but it does it. I'm going to make, what the heck is going on right now? It's like tripping out. I'm going to make u negative, and I'm going to make u negative. Okay, so now watch what happens here. These guys eliminate. We add straight up and down and get 3y equals, let's subtract here, 290 minus 125. 290 minus 125. 290 minus 125 is 165. 165 divided by 3, divided by 3, and I think y is 55. Okay, now it asks us really quickly, how many students can a van carry and how many students can a bus carry? So the crazy thing about that is we actually have to figure both out. So if y is 55, we got to plug this back in for y. Okay, so I'm going to say 10x plus 4 times 55 equals 290. Okay, and we have 10x plus, I think it's 220 equals 290. Subtract it over, and I think we get 10x equals 70. And x equals 7. So our vans, right, because x is our vans can carry 7 peeps. And our buses, which is y, carry, what was it, 55 peeps. Now remember, on your homework, between you and me, it's gonna be multiple choice, which is great. Okay, but I mean that's really it. The first thing I just want to let you kids know that is super important, okay, is that you need to set this part up first. You need to establish what x is and you need to establish what y is. Okay? Just between you and me. That's like the most important thing that we got to do. It's like so hot in this cabin right now that my stinking laptop's going crazy. It's like trying to cool down. So why don't you take a second and let me erase this guy down here. And why don't you try number 2 on your own? So go ahead and press pause, try number 2, and then we will come back and finish it together. Okay, number 2. I'm going to do my best to read this. Don't make fun of me. Okay, Ashley and Huang each improved their yards by planting daylilies and shrubs. They bought their supplies from the same store. Ashley spent $16 on 1 daylily and 2 shrubs. Huang spent $34 on 1 daylily and 8 shrubs. Find the cost of 1 daylily and find the cost of 1 shrub. So watch, I'm going to say x equals lilies, right? And y equals shrubs. Okay, that's the key, right? You got to establish what your variables are first. Okay, now let's come back here and say, hey, Ashley spent $16 on 1 daylily. So 1 daylily, which is x, plus how many shrubs? 2. 2 shrubs is she spent $16. Okay, Huang spent 34, so we know it's going to say equals 34. 1 daylily and 8 shrubs. 1 daylily and 8 shrubs. Okay, now the great thing about this, again, look at how easy this is we already have our equation set up almost to cancel. So watch what I'm going to do for the second guy. I'm going to switch the sign. I'm going to switch the sign to negative, and I'm going to switch the sign to negative. And our x's are going to cancel, right? And what do we have here? We have negative, when we add straight up and down, we have negative 6y equals, I think it's negative 18. Divide negative 6, divide negative 6, and y is 3. Now remember, you're never going to have a negative number here. If you get a negative number, you did something wrong. You can't have negative shrubs and you can't have negative lilies. Okay, so just be mindful of that. Now let's go and substitute this in up here. So we're going to have our 1x, and I'm just going to write it as x, plus, what's 3 times 2? 6, right? Equals 16. Subtract it over, and you get x equals 10. So let's say, hey, lilies equals $10, right? And our shrubs equals $3. Boom. Tell me how easy that is. And the great thing is these problems are just setting us up so simple. Like, I think this next one, I'm looking at it right now, and I think it's going to be a little trickier. You might have to change both equations like we did on last week's lesson, but that's easy money for you kids. Okay, so let's slide down here to 3. I want you to press pause. I want you to attack 3. Okay, and when you're done or you're stuck, press play, and we'll bring it back together. Okay? Do a little laptop adjustment here. Okay. Number 3. We are on this right now. Okay, Mike's school is selling tickets to a choral performance. On the first day of ticket sales, the school sold 5 adult tickets and 3 student tickets for $88. The school took in $187 on the second day by selling 8 adult tickets and 9 student tickets. Find the price of an adult ticket and the price of a student ticket. Okay, and technically, I'm just telling you right now that this is like really important for like you in business, because later on, if you work in business, you're gonna have to decide like how much you want to sell stuff for, because if you make it cheaper, a lot more people are gonna buy it, but you're gonna make less money per transaction. But if you charge more money and you get greedy, you're gonna make more money every time somebody buys it, but right, less people are going to buy it. So you have to try and find that perfect amount that you're going to sell stuff for, to where it's kind of expensive, but a lot of people are still going to buy it. Okay, and that's really important. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at this one. Okay, hopefully you're done. I kind of lost train of thought right there, but hopefully you've already done it. If you haven't done it, press pause and finish it, and then press play. But if you are done, just stick with me here, because I'm going to roll through this right now. So we're going to say, hey, let's say X is adults, like our adult tickets, and let's say Y is our student tickets. And I'm going to try and work way over here to give myself some room. Okay, on the first day we have 5 adult tickets, and we have 3 student tickets for $88. Okay, $187 the second day by selling 8 adult tickets and 9 student tickets. Okay, now this is tricky on how you want to do this, because you have options. Okay, if you want to go ahead and change both equations, you can. You can totally do that and say, hey, I'm going to multiply the top by 8, and I'm going to multiply the bottom by -5. Okay, and you can do that. But what I notice here is I notice that I have a 3 and I have a +9. And what I notice is I can actually change this 3 into a -9. So that way I have -9y on top and +9y on the bottom, and then they cancel. So what number do I need to multiply this guy here to get to make this 3, a +3, into a -9? I have to multiply everything up here by -3. Okay, so watch what happens here. I'm going to get -15x minus 9y equals, I have 88 times 3. Goodness gracious. It's really 88 times -3, right? -3 gives me -264. Okay, then let's keep the bottom one the same. 8x plus 9y equals 187. Okay, let's add straight up and down. And these guys actually cancel, which is cool. So I think I have -7x equals, so what's -264 plus 187? -264 plus 187 is -77. -77. Well, that comes out clean, doesn't it? X equals 10. Okay, now we need to substitute it in back up here. So what is 5 times 10 is 50. 50 plus 3y equals 88. Subtract the 50 to the other side, so we get 3y equals, what's 88 minus 50? 38? That's confusing me right now. Divided by 3? I may have screwed up somewhere, but I don't know. X is positive 10. Bring it up here. 5 10 10 is 50 plus 3y equals 88, right? 3y equals 88. 38 divided by 3? Shouldn't that come out clean? Maybe, hey, maybe I messed up, but when I did the math, it came out to be 38 divided by 3. I am tripping. Hopefully you kids can catch me on this one, but man, 38 divided by 3? Maybe I screwed up somewhere, maybe I didn't. $12.67? So the adult tickets are, man, I'm tripping. But it is what it is. Okay, one thing I actually want to do here, because x equals 10, let me plug it into this bottom equation and see what happens here, just for the heck of it. So what's 10? Because that's what I'm going to do. Do you see how I plug the x into the top equation? Right? And it didn't come out clean for me. I'm going to switch it up now. Just why not? Okay, because we got to think. We got to be problem solvers. Okay, let's plug it into the bottom and see what happens. So what's 8 times 10 is 80 plus 9y equals 187. So let's subtract that over here. So we have, what was a big cat out there? What the heck? We have 9y equals, what's 187 minus 80? It's probably 107, huh? 107 divide 9, divide 9. Let's see if it equals 1267. 107 divided by 9. 1188. Okay, well, hey, I may have written something down wrong. I may have not. But what a trippy problem number 3 was. Shoot, let's go to number 4. Let's go to number 4. Now let's see if this comes out a little cleaner, because I need some redemption here. I need some redemption. Okay, so will you press pause, go really slow so you don't make a mistake like me, and try number 4, see what you get, and then press play. We'll come back and go through it together. All right, so it says Jill and Suma Lee are selling cheesecakes for a school fundraiser. Customers can buy New York style cheesecakes and chocolate marble cheesecakes. Jill sold 9 New York style cheesecakes and 2 chocolate marble cheesecakes for a total of $68. Suma Lee sold 10 New York style cheesecakes and 10 marble chocolate cheesecakes for $200. What is the cost of 1 New York style and what is the cost of 1 marble? Okay, now I think I just want to double check. 8 adult and 9 student. 5 adult and 3 student. Okay, I just want to double check because I don't know if I set this one up wrong on the last one, so I want to kind of double check and go back. So our X, let's that be our New York style cheesecake, and our Y will be the chocolate marble. Okay, so let's go nice and slow to make sure we get this correct. Jill sold 9 New York style, so that's 9X plus 2 chocolate marble. 2 chocolate marble for a total of $68. She's balling. Okay, Suma Lee sold 10 New York style. Man, she's stepping her game up. And 10 chocolate marble. Oh my gosh, she's really balling. 10 chocolate marble for a total of 200. Okay, now what do we notice? Okay, I notice that I can eliminate my y's because I have a positive 10 on the bottom and I want a negative 10 on the top. So what do I need to multiply 2 by to make it be negative 10? I need to multiply it by negative 5, right? So that means everything gets multiplied by negative 5. So I have negative 5 times 9 is negative 45x, right? And then negative 5 times positive 2 is negative 10y equals, let's do it over here, negative 5 times 68, I don't want to make any mistakes, negative 5 times 68 is negative 340. No mistakes, no mistakes, right? Now let's write the bottom the same. 10x plus 10y equals 2 hundo. Okay, what's going to cancel? I can tell you right now that the y's are going to cancel. So we have negative 45x plus 10x. I think that gives me negative 35x. And let's add straight up and down here. I think we get negative 140. Okay, I think that gives me positive 4, but I'm not sure. Negative 140 divided by negative 35. Positive 4. See, I'm double checking everything now. So x equals positive 4. Now, let's go ahead and plug that up. I'm going to plug it into the bottom one. Might as well. Okay, so what is 10 times 4? Is 40 plus 10y equals 200. Subtract that 40 over to the other side, and we get 10y equals 160. Divide 10, and y equals 16. Okay, so that seems pretty cheap to me, that one is $4 and the other one is $16. Okay, now let me double check. Let me show you how I double check. Watch this. I'm going to plug this guy in here. What's 9 times 4? All right, so watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to plug that guy in there. I'm going to plug that guy in there, and I'm going to see if it works. Okay, so 9 times 4 is 36 bucks, plus 2 times 16 is 32. Yeah, that does equal 68. Okay, so it looks like we're good. So that means our New York cheesecakes are $4. I'll take that all day. Okay, and the chocolate cheesecakes are 16. Man, I'm getting the New York all day just because it's cheaper. Okay. All right, that is our lesson on word problems. Okay, you're going to definitely have some word problems for homework. I'm actually, remember, we only have one lesson today. The video is going to be about 24 minutes. Remember, class period is 90 minutes. We usually meet the first, 10 to 15 minutes of class. So that's a good half hour to 40 minutes. You're going to have plenty of time to finish your homework. Okay, once you're done with your homework, if you've got any free time, go ahead and make up any missing assignments you have, or shoot your teacher's email, work on stuff, be proactive. Okay, but we've got a quiz on Thursday and Friday, and then we have the final next week. So we've got to have a review assignment for the final, and then we're going to take it. So that's pretty much it. Peace out, kids. Good stuff today.